Hello and welcome back, viewers. You're watching Newsx with me, Kriti Mehta. We start the latest with the West Asia conflict. The ongoing war in the Middle East, now in its third week following US and Israeli strikes on Iran starting February 28, has triggered the most severe disruption to global oil and gas supplies in modern history. Attacks on key energy infrastructure, including Iranian strikes on facilities in the UAE, Qatar's massive Ras Al Laffan LNG hub, and other Gulf sites, combined with the effective closure or severe restrictions in the Strait of Hormuz, have slashed flows through one of the world's most critical choke points, which normally carries about 20% of global oil and a similar share of LNG. Brent crude, the international benchmark, has surged dramatically from around $70 to $73 per barrel before the conflict escalated to levels frequently exceeding $100 to $110 in the recent sessions. Prices touched highs near $119 earlier this week before some pullback, settling in the $108 to $114 range in volatile trading yesterday amid fresh retaliatory strikes. That's a jump of more than 50% in just weeks, with wild swings as markets digest supply risks, emergency stock releases, and geopolitical statements. With that, let me go to my colleague Yash Ahuja from the newsroom, who will take us through live crude oil prices. Yash, over to you.
Yes, Kriti very rightly pointed out, the global oil prices have seen a surge ever since the war started. Now, if we take a look at this graph that is on our screens right now, the graph that we see on our screens right now, what current price as of now stands at 107.8, which is again a low from yesterday. This is 1.55%, pardon me, since yesterday. And remember, on 19th, that is yesterday, it reached a high of $118.29. It opened at $115.46 per barrel and it closed at $118.29. So we do see stabilization in oil prices. Now remember, this is not the stabilization that everyone expected, and it is going down as we speak. As of now, it is at $107.6 per barrel, and if you take a look at 18th, that was day before yesterday, it was at $109.47. So yesterday, the attack on Qatar's oil fields and Kuwait's oil fields surged the global crude oil prices to a high of 116 to 18, then $119.13. It closed at $118.29 per barrel, but it reached a high of 119. Now, as of now, the global price, the oil prices have dipped again, but it's still above $100 per barrel, which is, remember, it is the first time in the past 5 years that this price has surged over $100. If we take a look at past 30 minutes, this is what the prices stand at. Early in the morning, it opened at $106.99 per barrel, and now it has reached $107.05. So yes, the prices are rising, the prices are surging, but it has stabilized since yesterday. Back to you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks very much for sharing those updates with us as far as the oil prices go. I'm now joined in by Dr. Sharath Kohli, senior economist. Dr. Kohli, very good morning to you. Thanks very much for joining us. What are we looking at here from South Asia as far as oil is concerned?
To you and the viewers, I think there's been a bit of a breather today in the morning when the prices have cooled down to about 103 to 105 after touching $119 when the news came that they're hitting oil facilities of each other. Well, then the statements came from President Trump, we are not going to hit Iran's oil facilities. So that provided a bit of a breather. Then also a statement came from Netanyahu that this might end soon and so on and so forth. I think it's all news flow and statement driven. Although in war, nothing can be predicted. Any trigger can be witnessed at any point of time. Any action on part of one side can trigger multiple reactions on the other side. It's a tit for tat kind of a situation. So, but a bit of a breather. The capital markets are also reacting positively. They have sort of bounced by about 200 plus points as far as Nifty is concerned. Although in the morning they were up by about 300. Now it's cooled down a bit. So I think it's a wait and watch. By far, the war is not over by any means. It's just a bit of a breather, a bit of a lull, I would say. I think also because of Eid being celebrated in most parts of the world, including the Middle East. So you might see a bit of a calm, in the activity, in the aggression for 1 or 2 days. But this could be very, very temporary. And as far as crude prices are concerned, Kriti, I would also like to comment that the crude is traded in the commodity markets as well. In COMEX in America, for example, MCX in India. So there is a lot of speculation which happens in crude, which is based on news flow. So every time there is a news flow, there's a forward contract taken up for buy. And then every time there's a negative news flow, people also sell the contracts. They are not taken as physical deliveries. They're just traded as contracts. So a lot of, price movements that you see, Kriti, is also on account of speculation being done in crude in these commodity markets. So I think over a long term, yes, they do settle around their fundamentals. So we need to wait and see. We're heading for a weekend now and Eid celebrations on. So you might see a bit of a lull in the war because even the people who are fighting the missiles, even they have to celebrate a little bit of Eid here and there, although not the right kind of activity in the month of Ramadan. But then so be it. So I think we need to wait and watch as to what happens, Kriti.
Well, absolutely. Stay on with me, Dr. Kohli.